different as we step on the mic, man, you notice the difference. Heavenly blessed with the melanin, baby, you know that we winning. No time for the long talk, got 120 on the clock. Wednesday, 8 through 10, all the bad vibes better stop. Cause you gotta come with that energy. Casual convos, baby, come down and just sit with me. Lil' Coco be spitting that remedy. Casual convos, baby, come down and just sit with me. You better take this shit serious. She dropping knowledge on hitting it's free for the play. Tap in right now if you curious. We got the ham radio going lit every age. We go from people to family to pilots. Stay with me if you got something to say. You know it's important if we go acknowledge. Speak on the business and get out the way. What you gonna say about my mama? She winning, you rockhead.
Hello, welcome to the Casual Convo Show, where we have conversations about topics that affect the communities, personal and business relationships. We always have the casual convo, so you don't have to have the tough convo. I'm your host, Coco, and of course, with me is my amazing co-host, DJ extraordinaire, Big Boscoe from the Bronx.
Yo, what's up?
How are you?
All's good. All's good. Feeling good.
It's been a lot happening.
It's been
a lot happening.
We're gonna talk about it.
We are back. I know we missed last week, so we do apologize, but we are back. And before we begin, we want to say shout out to Sister Tomiko. Yes, for the Revolution is Black Love podcast. Amazing. Thank you for having us going out on your show. We had an amazing time. Also, so I guess let's just dig in because we are at the cover today.
Oh yeah.
So I guess we just gonna get into the mental health check-in. You know, it's something that we usually do. I will just go ahead and go first. Oh, okay. Hey y'all. So also before we do the mental health check-in, all right. So let me just say this. So what we're gonna do is we gotta make sure we go one at a time because we gotta be mindful. I know we're up here, but we keep forgetting that we're also on the radio as well. So we want to make sure everybody hear everything and we get it out there. So joining us is the beautiful, the artistic, the amazing, the Jude.
How
Right on time. Okay, so going back to the mental health check-in, I will say I'm gonna go the last couple of weeks because we were not here the last 2 weeks. I'm gonna say there was some challenges. I think I realized also I have a problem of overly extending myself, and I think a lot of times we want to be there for everybody, but sometimes we can't be there for everybody. And I've learned that I have to really prioritize myself. That doesn't mean I don't love anybody or want to be there for anybody any less. Because sometimes life be lifing, but at the same time, I noticed I was falling behind on a lot of stuff that's significant for me. One was school, starting to drop in grades and all of that stuff because I'm overly exerting myself. So I would say I was stressing myself out to a degree. There was some family challenges that sometimes I felt bad for not being there. I'm not gonna lie, I felt bad every time I couldn't be there. But I had to do things. Welcome, Richie of the Richie Hicks Sports Pack. So I would say from last week it was trying. It was a lot. It was a lot mentally draining. But I will say today I feel good. Do I feel like some people may be disappointed because I haven't been physically present? Yes. But I had to be present for myself in some moments and deal with some stuff I had to. So today, I'm okay.
All right.
Anybody else want to share? You guys don't have to, but if you would like to.
I'll let them go because I'm gonna lead into my thoughts also. So I'll let those two go first.
That's if they want to do it.
Yeah.
What, mental health check-in?
Yeah.
I'm about to say my mental health is tired. Like, oh, I'm tired, man. I don't know if I'm tired of working. I don't know if I'm tired of
Alright.
being an adult. I'm tired, but you gotta keep pushing through.
The
I
hair's
don't know.
dope too, Jude. I'm gonna tell you this. The hair's dope.
Thank you. Thank you. I pulled that off the wall.
That's why I like you.
I was like, yeah, let me
You
throw
know,
her
I
right
wasn't
on the
trying to.
board.
I
Yeah,
wasn't trying to say that. That's why I was like, let me
listen.
compliment on the hair. She like, I took it off the wall.
Hey, y'all, listen. Let me tell you, mental
No,
health is.
tell them the day you called me with it on, but it was like tilted to the side. And I was like, what is going? She was like, how you like it? It was like my hair. And I was like, oh my. She was like, wait a minute, let me shift it. Then she moved it
Look,
and did a part. And she was like, this part, that part. And I was like, you know what? I love you.
look.
Keeping it 100.
Then say I got in the car that was tilted too. She said when I picked it up, it was tilted. I look, y'all know I don't know how I wear these things. I put it on. It's barely on right now.
I'm done, man. Show's over, y'all.
That's where my mental health at. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Richie.
I'm done. All right, Richie. The floor is yours, bro.
All right. Yeah, your hair looks beautiful. I want to second Bosco on that.
Thank you.
It's been a very stressful it's been a stressful time in general. Personal levels, a lot of people I care about. One of them happens to be in window 2 on this show. I worry about my people, and Idris is definitely my people. So he'll elaborate if he cares to. But relationship stuff, kid stuff, just it's been taxing, but it could always be worse, and it has been worse, and it will be better. I think that's the best spin I can give you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, like I said, I'm gonna lead into my mental health and to my thoughts. My mental health is actually good. I feel. I mean, I literally feel. I feel. I feel great. I'm not gonna lie. I feel great. And I'm going to go into that because some of you already know that last week. Well, I already knew, but the doctor said I had, prostate cancer. They caught it early, but it was last week when I actually told everybody because I've known for like 2 months or so. But I want to get everything straight, blah 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 blah. And like I was saying with the videos I put out, these are my thoughts, y'all, because there's something I'm going to get to about. I won't lie. When I actually heard it from the doctor's mouth, which like I said, I already knew. It's like reality hit you like bam, like, oh wow, it's true, even though you already know it's true. It's just like your spouse is cheating, but when you actually see you're like oh my God. And and the thing about it is, for that brief moment, I felt down in the dumps. I was on my way to Charlotte. I'm down in Charlotte now, but I was on my way down to Charlotte. And, I heard it. She told me while I was driving. And it put me down in the dumps because it's like I started counting the time, like, when is my light going to be turned off? And I got down to Charlotte last week. I reached out to a homie who's going through it now. He's more advanced than mine. But we talked for like a good hour and a half. And it lifted my spirits. And then when the doctor said, look, your prognosis is good because we caught it early. Your prognosis is real good. And everything started coming up. Now, I won't lie. There was a period between last week, and it happened on September 11th when I got the confirmation. I told you about it. And now there were times where, I got down. I was like, man, I got limited time on this planet. But then I think, like, you know what? I don't have a limited time. I got unlimited time. It's up to me how much time I want to be here. And it's even the doctor said that. She said, it's up to you how long you want to be here. I changed my diet. I had changed my diet like 2 months ago, but I really got real serious. I started really eating healthy, lost weight. I'm feeling better. And my niece, when I talked to the universe, I said, look, Lord, give me 15 years. That's all I asked for. Give me 15 years. And I talked to my niece, I call her the fifth Beatle because she's like a daughter to me. She said, no, Unc, I pray every night asking the Lord to give you 20. And I said, you know what? And I tell every night, I say, Lord, give me 20 years. Once that 20 years come, you can turn off my light and I'm good. And right now, the way I feel, I'm like, it's in the back of my mind, the cancer. It's like, I'm going to beat it. I'm not worried about it. I'll figure out, and I say it's a new journey. And I got to thinking, like, now I see why people, when they get it, they have like, they talk about it, because the stuff I've read, and I tell people, look, especially the men, even the women, because, you know, you women, y'all get cervical cancer, and I think it's more worse in you compared to us in the process, because y'all, it mess y'all up, it mess y'all up. And I now tell people, look, we really got to start taking care of ourselves, especially us men. We got to take care of ourselves, man.
Can I add one thing?
Yeah.
Men can get breast cancer as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of people don't know that. So
men can get it. Oh yeah, men can get it. I knew that some years ago too. When I first heard it, I laughed like, damn, that shit ain't funny, But I tell the men and the women listening, same with you guys. Get checked yearly. Take care of yourselves. Don't let no one tell you how like I know how women tell a woman, oh girl, you good, don't worry about it. Don't listen to that. Because when you get in your 40s and 50s, you're going like, damn, man. And I tell the men, nah, I don't care. Get shit together. Eat right. Do what you got to do. Because these kids today, they do so many pills to where we're in our 40s. Well, I'm 60, but you know what I mean? We're in our 40s or whatever. But these guys are in their 20s taking all these pills. I'm like, yo, y'all's liver and y'all's kidneys are going through some shit right now. Take care of health, y'all, because when it's gone, you can't get it back. Mm-hmm. That's my thoughts for the day. But I feel good, y'all. Y'all do not worry about me. Just pray, but I'm good. We all gonna beat this.
You look good.
Well, ain't nothing wrong with the colonoscopy. I had one done. That just clean you out. You want to lose 3 to 5 pounds quickly.
Oh yeah.
Oh, let me go get one.
I got one coming down the pipe myself.
Listen, let me tell you. All right.
Hey, look, when I got my biopsy, I was on my phone on Facebook trolling. Because I was trolling. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. And see, reason I know I'm good, because the thing about it, before I got my PET scan to see if it spread anywhere in my body, my doctor had already made my appointment to get whatever taken care of. She made this appointment before I even went in to get my biopsy. She said, we're going to get everything done next month. She said, so whatever's going on, we're going to take care of it next month. That's why I'm on. I got 20 years, y'all, and I'm cool with that.
Stop putting limit on it. Stop putting. We're not. All right, we're gonna go to the next.
I'm just saying, I got the minimum. I want it to 100. I'm going for 100.
Stop saying that. Just say longevity or something.
I want 100. 100 is my max. I just want to live a century. I want a whole 100.
All right, but you keep saying 20. Shut up.
Yeah, I think this lady was like over 100. She was like 100. She was over. What's the oldest I've seen? Like 103. But then I've seen one. She like 150, and it's a man that's like 130 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they saying like the older lady just one somebody just died. She was like 120, 130 though. You can live that. You can live that long.
Yeah.
So speaking of, let's just talk about. I want to get into it because I know we got a whole bunch of stuff to go into. So we want to do pretty much pay respects to 2 legends, Frankie Beverly, who recently passed away, and also Tito Jackson. Yeah. So I guess we can start with you guys to see. Do you want to say anything about the passing? I'm gonna let y'all go first. I got a funny story with me about Tito. But I have a touching one about Frankie. Well, Jude know what I'm gonna say about Tito.
Okay. With Frankie, like I said on Tomico's show, I felt Frankie Beverly, he was the cookout. He was the cookout. His music was the cookout. Let's get together. Let's have fun. Let's have family. Let's talk. Let's laugh. Let the elders tell us a bunch of stories. Let the uncle get drunk at the at the grill and tell his lies, but you know what? We're gonna all have funny. We're gonna get together. We're gonna walk away from this like we were all that's Frankie Beverly. Tito, of all the Michael was my man, number one.
Mm-hmm.
But of the other Jackson brothers, Tito was my favorite. Tito, and when I see he passed, because Tito been laying low to where Jermaine is like, and I was shocked when I saw Tito Jackson passed away. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
He was my favorite Jackson of the brothers, other than Mike. And to have him pass and Frankie Beverly pass, and a day or two before that, we had James Earl Jones, the voice of CNN, him pass. I'm like, wow. Those are some giants, man. Yeah, some giants gone. And I think to the younger generation, we are losing our heroes. You younger generation guys don't realize these are the ones that built this for us. They opened these doors for us when it comes to music and everything else. We got to pay homage to them, man.
But I think with that being said, that the problem, I don't think the issue is that they don't get it, but how can you understand something you were never taught, or if it was passed down and bred into you? So we really fault. Like, I get it. Every generation, like our parents didn't like our music that we had when we were young, right? And I think everything is generational, for real and truthfully, when it comes to like our music, things that we do as far as like within our environments. Because a lot of things that we did, our parents didn't agree with, and when we were young, our parents didn't agree with that. But I think when it comes down to passing on legacies, the things that we did with like the Etta James, the James Browns, and all of those things. Their music, their legacy was passed on because when we were coming up, we heard these vibrations, we heard these sounds, we heard these things, whether our parents was cleaning up or just in the car. So you listen to it, so you don't realize that you taking it in, but you're really taking it all in. So, and the same thing, like I said, on Sister Tomiko's show was like, I do the same. I was saying with my kids when I would clean up. I would listen when they were young. They know all 70s James, Motown.
My daughter too. Yeah.
And so they go. But you have a lot of parents today.
Yeah.
They listen to what their kids listen to. So if your parents popping pills and doing this and doing that, what else you gonna do? You get what I'm saying?
But Coco, let me ask you a question.
A conversation.
Let me ask you: are the parents listening to what the kids listen to, or what the kids listen to what the parents listen to? Because the parents, I put that on the parents.
Yeah, both.
Because if you allow it in your house, the kids are going to do it because they feel like, okay, so that goes on the parents. Because I know when I grew up, that my kids would tell you, my pop didn't allow it in the house. They listened to Al Green and Etta James. They listened to all that. I wouldn't let them have. I let them listen to hip hop. But it had to be censored. I don't want to hear no cursing in my house. They knew it.
Today's society, you remember when our parents used to tell us, like, growing up, it was different growing up? Yeah. I feel I just had one of those moments. You feel me? Like, no bullcrap, because it's different. Because we could go out the house and we was exposed to a lot in comparison to our parents, but these kids today have access to way more than we did. Like we literally couldn't just pull up things on our phone like they can. We didn't have like no bullcrap. If social media was around when we was in high school, we would probably be carried the same way. Just imagine if some of the stuff like was available as freely back then it is like how it is now. I think that's the big difference. And Coco made a good point. Growing up, we was able to our generation was able to understand good music because the elders played it. Like the kids today even laugh for like the millennials generation of music. Like they say Ludacris can't rap and like stuff like that. Like they don't even like our hip hop.
But you know something, Jude? You know something about that? What we did never happened. You know why? There's no evidence.
That's true. That's the main truth. Like, when you see certain things, you be like,
I'm joking,
these kids are bad. But if you sit back and you think about some some of the stuff you did. It's just that
Yeah.
they had camcorders. They didn't have the phones that you could pull out to catch everything. It wasn't for, we didn't do things for clout like this generation. You feel
And
me?
then also some children sneak and listen to music, but I think the other
Mhm.
piece to really take in consideration is environment. Think about
Yeah.
it. Depending on
Yeah.
the environment that your child, when I mean environment, community based, everything
Mhm.
grows up in,
Mhm.
is usually what they pick up as
Yeah.
far as sounds. Like
Yeah.
everybody know, I raised my kids in the county, so
Mhm.
they listen to like I don't know, I don't want to call it. They listen to rap music, right?
Mhm.
Or R&B, whatever, urban
Mhm.
music, whatever you want to label it as. But they
Mhm.
also listen to some alternative stuff, some Latino stuff. You get what I mean? Because
Mhm. Yeah.
that's what they heard coming up, and then you got me in the house listening to all this stuff. So they're like kind of well rounded when it comes to
Mhm.
music and all of those things. So I think sometimes you gotta also introduce and allow your kids to have taste. Like a friend of mine, her kid was like, I want to listen to Taylor Swift. We were like, but but again, that's a good thing because now
Mhm.
she's not one dimensional, right? So a lot of
Yeah.
us are programmed to think we can only listen to this or we can get our black cards revoked.
Right. What
And
we did never happened. There's no evidence. That's all I could say.
on TikTok, I seen somebody didn't know who James Earl Jones is. Like, who don't know Mufasa? Who don't know Mufasa?
I know,
You
man.
feel me? I felt old. Yo, you don't know
I
Mufasa?
gotta say something about Tito Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta say something about Tito. Thing I always appreciated about him,
Mhm.
it's tough when you literally have the greatest entertainer probably in any and all time in the form of the late great Michael Jackson.
Mhm.
Even if he couldn't do everything else he did, just his dancing alone is next level. Let's just say that, and putting on a show. He always recreated every project. I think Janet held her own. But this
Yeah.
goes back to, like, you're talking the Don Cornelius days.
Right.
I mean, I come from a Puerto Rican household, Italian household also. But that was embedded in my ears at an early age too. I mean, I'm taking
Mhm.
it back even like the Delphonics, you know.
Yeah.
But back to Tito, the thing I always appreciated about him is that I think from a very supporting family level, he was never about taking much away from his more famous siblings. Whereas
Yeah.
Jermaine is always like, trying to do that little extra.
Mhm.
I was
Jermaine was a diva.
his
Yeah.
own way because there was a cultivation in the Jackson Five.
Hmm.
Most
Yeah.
definitely a
I think
cultivation. Rest in peace, sir. And
Men in that generation,
James Earl
period, are
Jones,
deep.
my favorite,
my God,
my thing with Tito
over
was,
80
I got a
films.
question. Oh, I'm
Mhm.
sorry. The other thing
Mhm.
with Tito was, I felt like Tito and Michael had like a love-hate relationship for some reason.
Mhm.
I feel like they used to have probably the most sibling rivalry because when Michael was called everybody names, he'd go down the line. But when he got to Tito, it was real strong. Tito. I was like, what? Why he always yelling
Yeah.
Tito's name like that? So I was like, okay. And that's
Yeah.
what always stuck out to me because I'm like, uh-oh, Tito in trouble again. Oh, he about to yell at
Mhm.
Tito again. So I was
Yeah.
like, oh, all right. So I always was like, yeah, him and Tito used to probably beef all the time. But Tito was so like laid back of all,
Mhm.
like to me, of all the
I think
Jacksons.
he was very proud of his brother, especially. And I think when you're the older one in
Yeah.
that regard, there's a lot of pushing going on because you even ask a guy like a
Mhm.
Michael Jordan on the sports end of things, and the first thing he'll do is tell you about his siblings.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And a lot of that it's a healthy competitive nature to be the best version of yourself.
I agree. So does
Yeah.
anybody else have anything on Tito or Frankie Beverly before I go to the next?
No.
No?
All right.
Okay. So guys,
Mhm.
hey guys.
Yo.
Um, so we've had some things that I don't think nobody was completely surprised of the news that has taken over and broke the internet within the last 24
Mhm.
hours. I think to say if we
Oh,
didn't kind of see it coming,
oh my!
I don't think we thought it was gonna be as impactful online as it is, because that's all you see on every news outlet is Diddy, P. Diddy, whatever, Puff Daddy has been, Sean Combs has been arrested. So See, Jude, we're going to say ladies first, and I love the fact that you're smiling. So that lets me know that you would like to lead this.
No, I want to leave somebody else first. I don't really got an opinion. Listen, I just feel like this, but this is how I am. I gotta see the proof. I want to be able to see the trial. I mean, not. I ain't saying he innocent. I'm just saying like.
He beat that girl ass on video and they
correctly for whatever, because they were saying something about trafficking, but what they saying he doing ain't trafficking. It just don't. They need to, wherever they go accuse him, they need to accuse him correctly. So on the Diddy thing, I'm confused. Besides, I feel like they were talking about it like it's like the Kelly. They were talking about it like the men forever. They were talking about these things. But these are things that they've been saying, forever. They just exposing people for like now. They've been saying that Diddy, was messing with the boys and messing with the people. I don't know about the sex part. Everybody having sex part. I see like Hollywood got some things going on up in there. Every time you turn around somebody.
Jude, that nigga had 1,000.
The baby oil, yeah.
Indictment.
He probably like being soft. He like feeling soft. He be in there all the people out. So I remember on Pulp Fiction when they had that guy came out and he was all old and greasy and he was like that's what I vision when they say all the bottles of baby oil. That's why I told her to let me go first, because I don't know, man. I don't really know how to feel about. I want to see the trial like that.
Well, I mean, Diddy lost a lot of.
That's what we turned into.
He might be trying to get picked up by Skin So Soft.
Yeah, right. Somebody, you feel me? Could have been an endorsement.
No,
it was an accidental.
I think he was always telling on himself. We always know he called his parties freak-offs. Every celebrity would be like, oh, Diddy throw the best party. So now I'm looking at y'all like, oh, y'all knew what was going on. So
exactly.
even more importantly, like when it comes to they say they have the video evidence or whatever of him soliciting and all of this stuff and doing stuff and recording all of that stuff. I believe it. I do. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do believe it. It's not like it's new information. I think it's been going around the underground. It's been in a rumorville. So many rumors can go on for so many years and there not be some kind of truth to it. And I think when the video came out, if you had any doubt, when you seen him kick that girl in the back of her head like that, you knew.
Chased it down the hallway.
I'm just saying, but
this is a guy who has a history of violence.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to take it a little further. His dad was a snake.
Yeah.
His dad was killed in Harlem when he was 3 years old.
Yeah.
In the music industry, the only person that really got away unscathed, maybe two on a professional level, the members of the Lox, mainly Jadakiss, and Mace. And it opens up people's eyes even on a deeper level of why Mace really ran to the Lord after his experience.
Mace ain't sanctified no more. You see him on that little podcast with
they got together. They be cutting up.
Mace ain't sanctified like he was.
It's an ugly industry, but I mean, even when you look at what changed hip hop forever, the East Coast West Coast beef. This is even before all the newer accusations. You have another trial going on with regard to Keefe D. And I'll be honest with you, Gene Deal, who's on Art of Dialogue, Vlad TV, pretty much anybody reputable doing shows, has never changed his stories about the shadiness of Diddy. And Jaguar Wright, another person who's been on point, where a lot of truth is coming to light now. But in reference to those two artists, I wholeheartedly believe that Puffy had a hand in both of them. And Biggie is the more egregious one. That's the more egregious one.
Since as long as we've been hearing about R. Kelly. So if you think that man, you feel me, is guilty, you got to know that Diddy is also. Do y'all remember the cheesecake? Do y'all remember that he was over the cheesecake?
Yes.
He was doing a lot of stuff, and when it came to like appearance, sex appeal, and he
Mhm.
always preyed on people's vulnerability. Like if you really look back, he made sure he would get them to open up and find that soft spot that he would keep on poking and poking, and he would use that for his manipulative ways. So
I
he's
mean,
definitely manipulative in a lot of ways. But then I'm just looking at it like on a more simple, on a more deeper sense, like, all right, they got his contact list. I want y'all to expose it. I'm still waiting on Epstein list too, but I bet you that
Exactly. That's
I
what I'm
bet you
saying.
but I bet you we get Diddy list before we get that one, because I'm curious to know, because some people were willing participants for long periods of time, and then according to the indictment, people were hiring him to do, to do things and to hold these men. And I think it was more men than women, but it was both that were being used in sex trafficking schemes and all kinds of stuff. But a thousand bottles of lube and baby oil is crazy. That's crazy.
I'm
That's
tripping, man.
A
He
thousand,
said
and
he
then you
really
just had it
we
chilling in the stash,
have
like, don't worry, we got it. Like, who do you call to be like, yeah, I want to get 1,000, give me 500 bottles of lube, and 500, and then you specific on a brand, we're going to put it in stores. So when we go here, we're going to stock this, you buying up the hotel, and y'all going to stock every room. Then you got a team, you have a crew of people to set up these rooms for these parties or whatever you have these places, and stock the rooms with the oil, the baby oil, and make sure you got a cleanup crew. And all, you got staff on deck
Hey, Richie, put
that
yourself on
is
mute, man.
assisting.
Richie,
yeah,
Richie,
so
mute
you
that's
gotta
what
yourself.
I said.
Richie, you gotta meet
what's
yourself.
up?
There's a whole bunch of stuff going
Mute
on.
yourself. There's a lot of noise coming from you.
So it's like, so you got that, and I'm like, well, what is going on?
Yeah.
I'll tell you
Richie, you
what.
need to job.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I do find interesting is if Diddy's willing to do what I think he's willing to do, given what I believe to be his character as a snake and a snitch. I would be very worried if I was Sean Carter. I'd be very worried if I was quite a few people in the music industry right now, because I believe that he's going to do a lot of talking, because he's not going to get away scot free. Because there comes a level when your money don't matter no more.
Yeah.
When you completely fail in the court of public opinion on so many levels and layers, and I think that's what he's looking at right now.
You know
Because
what?
this makes, as ridiculous as this sounds, this almost makes the R. Kelly thing look small.
Dude, how long I've been saying this, man? I've been saying it for the longest. Me and Coco talked about it. I said, there are the trilogy. R.
Even the
Kelly,
Shine thing, bro. Shine didn't
Diddy,
even shoot that girl. That
Jay-Z. No,
woman
yeah, Sean didn't even shoot it.
recently said Sean Combs pulled the trigger,
Yeah,
but Shine
Sean didn't do it.
took the fall.
Hello?
Sean took the ball. Jay, I keep telling y'all, Jay-Z next. I said it when R. Kelly got busted. I said, Diddy next. Diddy's next. I keep
Welcome,
telling
Jay
y'all,
Bear.
Jay-Z
So we
next.
all
I said
gotta
it when
go
R.
one at a
Kelly
time.
got
Just
busted. I
remember
said,
that.
Diddy's next.
Welcome, Jay. Do you have anything to say?
Somebody got feedback. Somebody got feedback.
That's Richie.
Oh.
Yeah, my apologies. I'm almost home.
So what's that?
Somebody got feedback. Somebody got
Jude,
feedback.
you
I've
have
been
anything?
told y'all that was gonna happen. Y'all think
David, I've been saying this since the
everybody's
90s.
saying I've been saying there's a lot of talk going on. Y'all think everybody think
Hey, turn your
So
phone
you
because
gotta
you
mute
get,
one of your TVs. You got two devices playing and it's echoing. Jay.
yeah.
R. Kelly
No.
talking?
Jay. Mute one of your devices because it's echoing.
R. Kelly talk. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
There we go. That's better. Hey Jay, I said R. Kelly was talking when he got arrested. That's the first thing I put on Facebook. I said R. Kelly gonna snitch. I said
Like
Diddy
I told
next.
y'all before.
Hey yo, you gotta
Somebody got
turn that other
feedback.
device off.
Who wants? I'm sorry. Quick pause. Who's on two devices? You can only have one because it's echoing and playbacking right now. I need one of them. I need everybody just to be on one volume, please.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
All right.
Jude, did you have anything?
I did, but I took some medicine and I got in a bed.
But yeah, I
Enemy.
say Jay-Z's next, man, because like we always say, when the feds got you, they already got the information. They already got the proof. They don't. They're unlike the state police. When they arrest you, they got all the information they need to get you. What they want you to do is tell them what they want to hear. That's why I say when they got R. Kelly, R. Kelly ain't gonna snitch. R. Kelly got mad time ahead of him. He's gonna try to get that time
And
cut.
everybody mute their phone right now. We're gonna go one at a time
Yeah.
and mute the phone because there's something
Whoever's
drowning
in the
out
car.
Bosco.
Yeah, whoever's in the car is there we go. There we go. Like I said,
I know
he
we live and everything, but I'm sorry, y'all.
yeah, there's too much feedback. There's too much feedback. If Diddy's smart, he better start singing. And who's in the car? Whoever's in the car needs to mute themselves.
You know what makes me like I don't like how once these stories come out, it's a lot of people that know about it, but only one person take the fall. Like
Yeah.
like my thing is y'all, I guess y'all need the evidence, the stack. They like to stack the evidence up on a person before they, because they probably like Richie said, using him to get, just more information. They need, to get everybody. Because if you attend to his parties, that's what I was going to say. You attend to his now I'm questioning everybody who talked about his parties and how many times he had, all that baby oil and lube there. Now I'm questioning all y'all that was talking about the because now all y'all suspect too because it's bigger than him.
Yeah.
But the whole
like some execs are stepping down now.
But the whole rap industry is afraid, like Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z. I mean, everybody on Bad Boy is so much scared that this man got everything on everybody, even Snoop. Snoop even know about it. Snoop name is in that on that list.
No,
Dr. Dre name is on that list.
I'm sure
Everybody
I don't think
name is on
I
that
don't
list.
think it's Bad Boy because Bad Boy artists were victims.
Well, they
Majority of
can be
their artists
victims,
were
but they
victims.
also know a lot of stuff too.
You're
Don't
not
get me wrong. You gotta look at it. Bad boy artists were y'all looking at new ones. Look at the ones when Biggie was around. You know what I'm saying? You look at the
That's what
people
we're
after
talking
that.
about.
Yeah, but you gotta understand those people know what's going on behind them. But you
Yeah.
gotta realize some of those artists was under Andre Harrell.
No, but what do you do? Okay, so let me answer you this. I hear what you're saying. You're right. But when I'm saying that they were also victims, meaning Fallon made a good point. He was recording people and he had recordings of them using it as blackmail with people in uncompromised positions, right?
Yeah, well,
So,
either.
hold on. Yeah, so what I'm saying is about that. So when you are going to, even though there were people from the past, like it's coming out now that Mary J. Blige been an alleged victim and all of these other things, people been hushed for years because some people really, depending on their family, if they got kids, you don't want, because once it's out, right? So
Yeah.
some people didn't want that. So some people were in positions where, so yeah, a lot of people knew, but wasn't saying that because you knew what they had on them people. And then we don't even know what's on these videos. But if all of these people that found the videos as a part of the investigation team is appalled and the judges are saying what they're saying, we can only imagine what they was on. Just imagine being kidnapped or held against your will for days at a time while you being violated. That's crazy.
Well, ask Meek Mill. Now
Yeah.
he's saying the tape on him. He's trying to get from Diddy.
Nah, too late now, nigga.
Too late.
Like a month ago,
Hey,
he's like, y'all need to leave
Bosco.
Diddy alone.
If
You
you ain't
think he's
Too
gonna
late.
finally come out and say he got got?
never get it.
That's what it is. I
They
mean,
hit Diddy with a Rico. You can hit with a Rico. I always tell people a Rico is something they made to take down the mob, the mafia, the New York mafia, and it worked. It locked all them major crime bosses up in New York. It crippled the mafia. Gotti went forever. Oh shoot, what's the other guy? Big Paul Castellano got killed. All them went down. I know about the mafia. grew up around it, so I know. But anyway, the RICO was made for that because once they slap that racketeering charge on you, that's it. Correct. I'd rather have conspiracy on me than racketeering. Because racketeering is saying basically you was running shit and you knew everything. And we got the proof that you were doing it, that you were pulling the string. Like I told you earlier, Coco, when I say R. Kelly, Diddy, and Jay-Z, R. Kelly, the entertainer.
He's talking.
Jay-Z is like the silent partner. And you look at Diddy, you always see him as who? The man in the middle, man that you say, come to me. Because that's how he always portrayed himself. He always portrayed himself as a person, come to me, come to me, come to me. R. Kelly went down. Diddy went down. Next
Sounds
Jay-Z.
Jay. But did
Next
you
is
hear
Jay.
what Styles P said in
Mm-hmm.
an interview? What Styles P said about all three of them?
Mm-hmm.
He said, if you look at all three of them, they built. No, he put Kanye West in it. He said it just
Yeah.
like this. He said Kanye West deal with Adidas went down. He was a
Mm-hmm.
billionaire. His stats went down to 1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Puffy, Ciroc, and all that. They took that away from Puffy. Now he's down below 1 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got Jay-Z who will rock, which meaning the rock is once that rock gets snatched from under Jay-Z, he's
Mm-hmm.
next.
Yeah.
So it's like the way he predicted it is what's happening now.
Mm-hmm.
He said
I
that's
want to
why
see the
Jay
list
is
though.
real quiet now.
I want to see the list because if you like I say, if you go back to the early 2000s when they were doing a big pimping and stuff,
Yeah.
look at all the people and they all ran together. All of them ran together. Kanye West
All
say
I'm saying,
he might be in that group too.
But you know,
Let me hold on, Jay. Let me let Jude go because she hasn't said
where is
anything
Jude?
for a second.
oh no, that's all I was saying. I was just saying I was agreeing with him. I want to see it. Like I want to see it because y'all put it out there, and I'm a little nosy once you put it out there,
Well,
so I
50
want to
Cent
see
already
it.
brought the movie about it. 50
But no, no,
Cent
no,
got
no.
the
So
movie.
that's a bias. I'm talking about something that's non-biased because usually
Oh,
when you got beef with somebody, those
Yeah.
opinions and that
But
information is
50's a troll
biased
anyway.
and
50 gonna
rational,
troll
and
him
that's for
anyway.
entertainment purposes and clicks and views. I'm not talking about
Yeah.
getting rich, getting money. So I'm with Fallon. In the
Mhm.
comment section, Fallon said these men are all responsible for their actions, which is
Yep.
very true. So, which leads me to a deeper
Right,
I agree with him.
so which leads me, I'm glad I got you and I'm like well all y'all up here. But which leads me to a deeper conversation of this. So even
Mhm.
with that being said, and we all mentioned these all were African American men who were in a position of billionaire status. And there are some women, i.e., Oprah's and all of that stuff, when they go
Mhm.
through controversy, the first thing they do is because when you can't think you above the machine or who made you. And sometimes the reality is you will get humbled no matter
Yep.
how, no matter which way they take it. And the first thing they do is put you in a position where you can't get back up there. Because who the fuck, who gonna support you then, with that? So, but we get into these moments where a lot of us say, oh, well, they trying to tear the black man down. They trying to do that. But these are the same men or women that did these actions for $1, but we supposed to support that. So I'm trying to figure out where's the rationale of do you think it's a bigger picture of oh you thought you was above us, let me humble you real quick, because even still when you say they taking stuff from them, so people think okay, like Diddy was selling, he sold a lot of his steaks. People are
Mhm.
putting out there like, oh, they took it. They didn't take nothing.
No,
They bought
he
it
told
back,
it.
but for a
Yeah.
less, but they bought it back. So he made a profit. If you make a profit, it wasn't taken.
Yeah. The
So,
only thing
so he sold that.
he
So
lost was his
service is
sponsor.
important.
Yeah, he just lost his sponsorships. That was it.
yeah,
But
that's what he
he
did.
sold his stuff. Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
sponsorship he lost, but he sold his stuff like Ciroc and all that. You know,
that was his brand.
But
His that he
that was
he
branded.
his
knew
yeah,
a
that was his
storm was
brand. Yeah.
coming. He knew a storm was coming. He
But yeah,
knew
but
it.
when you sell it, you not. It wasn't taken. Yeah, when people say you trying to top loose ends, but the thing is, why is it that when we get in a certain position where we have a lot of money and we think we have power, we forget, and at some point, the realization still comes back that you're still black and in America,
Facts.
and you're not that powerful. And let's go with Diddy. His head was big as fuck.
Yeah.
yeah.
But you know,
Look,
his charges it's not just related to the sex trafficking and all the other
Yeah,
stuff too.
yeah, a
They
lot of other
bringing
stuff.
that Kim, they bringing Kim, they bringing the Tupac stuff,
So
Biggie,
guns,
the guns and all that. Them ghost guns he took, what was they
yeah.
used for?
Mm-hmm.
He basically told you in his music what he's up there to touch him.
And see,
He
that's why they
remind me
slapped
of
him
the
with that
guy for Five
racketeering charge.
Heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
That's
That's why he got the RICO.
that's what he. That's
That's
why.
why they RICO.
No, but
Them
my
guns.
question, I
Right.
guess my question is, let's come
Mhm.
outside of that. Why is it that when we get into these positions or we get a couple dollars, we think we are above all? And then, which leads me to the question, and I think this is a Bosco question, is like, we feel like because they're black people, regardless of what they've done, we know that they do some messed up stuff, and they do messed
Mhm.
up stuff. So that's like anybody in New York or was in New York know about Diddy, right? That's been a rumor mill for years. We had all ignored it as a community because we felt like he had money. He was in
Mhm.
a position where people was like, okay, we want a deal, but look at the cost that you wanted to get this deal. But at the
Mhm.
same time, when you get in these, I need somebody to
Hey,
mute that.
somebody turn off the device.
Um, but he had money. So when you go and you do all of these other things, it's like you feel like, oh, because I got a couple dollars. Because before he had that, he wasn't doing that shit.
No, he
So
wasn't.
as soon as you get money, and this think about how many celebrities that come from I don't want to just say poverty, but inner city communities, when they get a
Mhm.
couple dollars, the first people that they destroy is their own.
Yep.
Why do
You
you
know what?
think
I don't have an answer for it because I've been saying it for so long. And like I told you, Coco, when I've said it, they always say, "Oh, you're just a hater. You're broke. You're bitter." Da 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 da. No, I'm not. Like I said, I grew up in the Bronx was maybe 10 minutes from Diddy. 10 minutes. This is back in the Uptown days when he was with Andre Harrell and all of them. Back then, he was a knucklehead. He was a knucklehead. We didn't know it was Puffy and Pete. We didn't know nothing. We just knew it was Sean Combs. Little rich kid who had a father with a gangster who got killed. He snitched out. He murdered his ass. That's all we knew about him. And I kept saying, I don't trust him. And it was a guy that my mother was dating. God rest with Jude Cunningham. This is what he told me. This may sound funny, but this is what he told me back then. He said, never trust a man with beady eyes. That's what he told me. He said, because if you look into his eyes, you're going to see through that man's soul. And when I seen that photo of Diddy, when I kept seeing Diddy, I said, damn. And he told me, he said, I don't like that little nigga either. He told me that. He said, I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. And I kept saying, Diddy, Diddy. I said, y'all don't know Diddy. Oh, you just hate. No, y'all don't know Diddy. Craig Mack, Biggie, Christopher Williams, Al B. Shore, Mary J. Just keep going down the line. You're like, why everything he's teaching that don't roll with him wind up failing in some type? They either fail their career, they get on drugs, or they die. That's it. He didn't mess with Mace because those of us who lived uptown know Mace, as soft as he looked, Mace is the type of guy he could have got you killed. Mace is a true gangster up there in Harlem. That's
Mhm.
why he didn't do nothing to Mace. Because if he'd have touched Mace, he wouldn't be living today. He wouldn't be living today. Because Mace had that power.
I
Okay,
feel
Whatever
like
happened to him,
small
huh?
big problems for the big problems to
Mhm.
expose, because that ain't it is too many of them getting caught with this type of behavior with men, women, children. You feel me? They've been
Mhm.
talking about it since I was a teenager.
Mhm.
um I just feel like Diddy is just one of many that's
Yep.
out here doing it.
Oh yeah.
And you gotta be for the real people, like the industry itself, because I'm pretty sure they didn't had to do some things to get to where they is too. Because it seemed like that's the way of the world used to be. The thing, you gotta use what you got to get what you want and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah. And some people take it. You feel me? I just feel like it's just it's bigger than just Diddy.
It is.
And once it all get exposed, uh, is that they just gonna find a better way to cover it up?
Yeah.
They in practice. And I don't want to use the race thing as a because I feel like they catching everybody, black and white. I just feel like the punishment is always different when you black. The exposure is different because ain't no way in the world Epstein did, and they still can't find up on him.
Somebody
Like,
got feedback.
however,
Yeah.
Hold on,
and
Jude.
he
Hold
has
on,
to.
Jude.
Hold
Jude,
on, hold
hold
on,
up.
hold on.
So we
Somebody
all
got
going to
feedback.
mute. I want everybody to just mute themselves except for Jude right now. That's going to that'll help.
Yeah.
Oh, because we echoing. I'm sorry. It's
No, that way we can alleviate it. Go ahead.
somebody probably got Androids. Like I'm joking.
Awesome.
No, what I was saying was I feel like it's bigger. And Fallon has said she said something in the comments, but she was like Diddy probably did what Hugh Hefner did. I agree. I think everybody really scared because it was probably cameras in there. You can't really hide from nothing nowadays. The only thing that you think is hidden, but it's just that the government choose to expose what they want. They even edit the police body cams before they show them to us. You feel me? So they show you what they want to show you. So even with this Diddy thing, we only gonna get what they want. They gonna get what they need, but we only gonna get what they want us to see. I'm pretty sure he recorded it. Everybody probably sweating and strutting shit and some more shit right now.
Even with like Bin Laden during the Obama administration, when they got Bin Laden, you know, so many people wanted to see proof, things of that, especially people like me and Bosco being from New York. Chanel, if it's okay, I wanted to interject on Mr. Paul here. He makes a really good point.
Yeah, I just fixed for radio purposes as well because I think we be forgetting that we also on the radio. I just want us to all go one at a time. That's it.
All right.
But you can go.
Yeah, you go. I was listening.
O.J. Simpson. 2 words. Look at what Mr. Paul just said. O.J. Simpson. Loved and adored.
Okay, so let me read it for those who just listening. So what Paul said was Negroes get big money and think that they are accepted by their handlers. He pretty much answered my question as well. Not realizing they're only tolerated. Every single time that a black man think he is equal to them, they shut them down. They got their dojas of dirt on the big money names just for this purpose to destroy them publicly.
You look at the O.J. thing. White America loved him until they didn't. And not necessarily, going to bat for O.J., but the point is that we all know what was going down just a year and a half before that with the egregious beating of Rodney King.
Mm-hmm.
And, on that level, I could understand why, for a lot of black people, O.J. getting off was bigger than the actual crime itself because of so many other egregious things that happened to people of color before that. I actually could say I understand that. I honestly, because when you look at what happened in L.A., which led to the riots, and what more evidence do you need? Mm-hmm. I come from a police family, and if my father saw that, he would, and if he was still alive, he would throw up on the floor because that was so unacceptable. It was disgusting. And same thing with Floyd in Minnesota. It's like it's not about good person versus bad person. It's about being a human being and having your day in court. But unfortunately for people of color, that has not been the case always. And, things got to get better.
Right on, right on.
So anybody else got anything left on this segment of the Diddler?
Yes. Yeah, I got one more thing to say. And I think getting back to the money thing, it's always the bag. It's money over integrity. And I think just like Richie said, or you might have said, you have to remember, you are not the power. You don't look like the powers that be. You got a certain limit you have to go to. And I feel with Diddy and Jay-Z, and I know a lot of my friends are Jay-Z fans. What are you hating on Jay-Z? I ain't hating on Jay-Z. I'm just calling for what it is. These 2 guys are the gatekeepers because look how Jay-Z blackballed DMX and all that. DMX ripped them in the freaking pool hall to the point they had to pull out guns. And when he got on the label, he blackballed Jay-Z and blackballed DMX. So I think these two got to that point of we're here and we're gonna. Cause see, you know what? To close it, I'm gonna take 10 more seconds. I don't trust Jay-Z because when the Colin Kaepernick thing going, he was like, he was supporting Colin Kaepernick, everything. As soon as he got to deal with the NFL, oh, we need to move past that. That's all I got to say on that.
Boscoe,
You
you
got
from
one
the Bronx?
more. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jude.
I'm gonna say, Boscoe, you from the Bronx, right?
Yup.
And Jay-Z from Harlem, right?
Nah, he from
Where he
Brooklyn.
from? He from the Bronx too?
Nah, he from Brooklyn.
He's from Brooklyn.
I just want to say that. That's the reason why you don't like him. Y'all New Yorkers, y'all right where y'all from 100, y'all don't care. I thought it was bad here, east or west, streets. But y'all, if you don't tell
BX,
somebody that's from
baby.
let me to be like, bro,
BX.
you from Brooklyn. I ain't from Brooklyn, I'm from the Bronx, baby. Y'all make it known.
Well, I'm from Queens, and Nas ripped his ass.
BX. BX, baby.
All right. So I got one thing on
See, I
on
told y'all New Yorkers.
no, because I'm getting ready to activate you after this. My final comment on this is we always say we live in a sensitive society, right? But I notice when there's things that harm us and that's hurtful to us as a community, we make light of it. So I think the most important part that people getting away from, yeah, we get the loot, we get all of that stuff, but people are forgetting people within our community was violated. They were used and manipulated for someone else to make millions. While you see like Craig Mack and a lot of people, they died poor, homeless, and all of those things, but somebody was getting paid off of their name and they were violated as people. So I think within and I understand people always like, oh, you gotta be, but okay, but we get worked up over the wrong things. Truthfully, this is where we should support the victims that look like us in the community. That people that's coming out saying that they were put in psych wards to be silenced. That's crazy. It's freaking crazy. So when we make jokes about people being hurt, people being violated, people being mentally destroyed, that's a problem. I don't think we live in a sensitive society. I think we live in an ignorant society where we capitalize and we want to monetize violence of our own, like everything that go up.
Yeah, the grab a
But when
can.
it comes to these kids that's doing positive things, that's doing shit for themselves, and people really trying to uplift and motivate, we don't push that. So we got to be mindful of the agendas that we push. And even I think with this one, this is like a prime example of what we're highlighting as a community and as a people. So we got to do better with that. That's just my thoughts on that. So, okay, moving right along. So Jude's been stuck because we understand she's had her medication today. So the one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to activate her right now. So I know we missed last week. So some things had occurred in the political arena of the Trump versus Kamala. And I know this is a segment that I really want the beautiful, the Jude, to kick off. So we're going to give you the floor, and I want us to all remember.
Yes,
I don't want nobody to silence their words. Y'all. I want y'all to say what y'all gotta say with your chest and all of that stuff. We welcome anybody to call in or do whatever it is that you have to do. And I just ask for the people that's up here. We're gonna go one at a time.
Well, I want to start off by saying, though they are making a mockery out of this entire election process, do get out there and vote if you're listening. If you can vote, get out there and vote. I laugh at a lot of the things but I do take the decision that we have to make very serious. Just give y'all a little history on me. I worked the Obama campaign. That was one of the first campaigns I ever worked. Best experience I ever had. You feel me? And I'm just at the point where voting because we black, I'm not, that's not where I'm at. You feel me anymore? I want people to make, the right decision. I don't know who I want to vote for, and I ain't never felt that way in none of the elections I've been able to. You know, I'm not. Excuse me, y'all, because I was eating pizza. I'm not voting for. I call her Kamala because I thought this was a name, but what's her name? Kamala. I'm not
Mrs.
voting.
Harris.
Mrs. Harris. I'm not voting for her because she if she was declaring herself a black woman or because she's a woman, I'm pro woman, pro black, but that's not a reason why I'm not voting for Trump because you feel me, like he got us money, like I'm saying, people saying or whatever. It's like the narrative. Wow, like I really want to see somebody do a change. I honestly, as an American, don't feel like the one I'm going to, and I'm sick of the narrative. Like I don't know. I don't know if it's me or if other women feel this way too, but I'm tired of them keep using the women and the fact that I'm black as like a narrative, and then like a reason to vote. That's not a reason to vote. Is in the same sense talking about taking away something very a right of ours is very valuable. Like yo, we just got rights like not too long ago. Because at one point in time we didn't have rights. I can't even remember what year women was starting to be allowed because black men had rights before women in general.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you was white, you
1927.
feel me? So color didn't matter about rights at one point in time. So to sit there and like, I feel like the government playing in our face. They using this. They use color. They use gender. They use money. Donald Trump was all they talking about. They eating the dogs. They eat the cats. Like it was just like she was lying, he was lying. You feel me? Like, but that's what politicians do. You feel me? And I just it take me back to it hurt to see the country at this state because I remember when, like, if you ain't never worked a campaign, I'm gonna tell you this: in your life, get on board of working. I don't care if you're Republican, Democratic, sign up to volunteer, and work a campaign. It's the best experience ever. I was privileged to be able to work for the Obama campaign, so I know the significance of how everybody working real hard for Kamala right now because maybe we worked hard and it was putting a lot of work. It was a lot of fun, and I wonder if they got the same pride that we had, like the same oomph that we had, because it seemed like a joke. And it's crazy when you don't know who to choose, like the lesser of which evil, and she really ain't gonna make a difference, and he ain't gonna make a difference, but it ain't them just gonna make the difference. It's Congress, ain't it?
Right.
Whoever's in the
Absolutely.
houses.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I think they vampires. Do anybody else think they vampires? Like they old. Like I think they like feed up on blood at a certain amount of years. They all sitting there looking like they had a vampire meeting that you see in the movies when they dealing with shit. You feel me? They barely getting younger ones in, and I feel like I'm not saying that to be funny. It's just like some of them people been there forever since our grandparents was our age. You feel me? They been there. They got them same set of rules. We just seen like what society can do. I ain't even know the world was as racist as it was to the last couple years. You feel me? And yeah, I did get a little more money and things was easier than it is right now. But if I'm not mistaken, it seems like every time a Republican leave the office, the world is a little more messed up and they blame it on the Democrats that's currently in office. It take like 4 to 8 years to fix a current problem. You feel me? Like, so that's the part they not telling you. Like it's a lot. It's a lot with that. So regardless of how I feel, regardless of how you feel, any, meeny, miny, mo, tic-tac-toe it, you know, rock, paper, scissors it, get out there and vote, because that's important. And my mother don't vote, but I'm gonna encourage her, like I've been trying to encourage her all the time. Like, hey, out there, you know, something. I don't know, but I don't like. I want to all you politicians. Just because I'm a woman, I'm not voting because I'm a woman. I'm not voting because I'm black. I'm voting because I do feel like the country is in shambles, but I feel like y'all gotta do better because we as people, we doing better. Y'all not changing, and we ain't never gonna get better.
You know what?
Y'all don't change.
I want to expound on what you just said, Drew, because you nailed it. And I think people need to understand. See, I think one of the problems with the voting process with people is that they don't understand What
Hold on.
level
Hold
your
on.
vote
Everybody mute. I
is
just need
somebody?
everybody mute Boy Bosco. Thank you.
People don't understand what level your vote matters. Like I hear a lot of people saying the food prices are high because of Biden. The food prices went up during the pandemic because companies were gouging, trying to make that money back. That's not the president. That's the companies. And if you notice how gas prices is going down, gas prices always go down around election time. People don't realize that. And like I get into it with a lot of Trump supporters. They they throw in even some of our people who don't know the political process. I said, well, we still got houses that's abandoned here. Da, da. I said, that's not the president. That's your local leaders. That's your aldermen, your councilmen. You see, all these that's these people who live right in that right in that building, right down the street from the city hall. And people don't understand that they want to put it on the president. Like I did decent under Trump because I still worked. I mean, I'm not gonna say I did better, but like you said, Jude, after Republican president get out, we're in a hole. And we got to try to dig ourselves out. And people can say, well, Trump, I said, well, when Trump left, and I'm not bashing Trump, but any Trump supporter, if you're listening or watching, I ask you, fact check me. When Trump left office, our deficit was way up there. It was up there with Bush. So don't tell me how when Trump got in there, he did such a great job. When he walked in there, any president that gets in office, it takes a while for their stuff to start working. Like when Obama came in, he had everything that Bush did, he had to inherit that and da 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 da, and then say, okay, now my shit's going in effect. Let's make it move. When Obama left, everything he put in place was helping us for the next year or so. And then once after that, like they said, oh well, Trump lowered the unemployment rate the most in any year. I said, but you don't look at the optics of it. When Obama took office, unemployment was 7.4. When he left, it was like 4.6 or somewhere in there. Trump dropped it down to 3 point, I don't know, which is like a 1% drop to where Obama dropped it 3%. But people don't study it. And our people, no, I'm not even going to talk about white people. I'm talking about our people. Our people do not study the political process. They just, this is, Obama didn't do nothing for black people. If your dumb ass sat for 8 years and Obama didn't do nothing for black people, that's your fault. Because if you'd have looked on the White House wall, he'd have seen stuff he put in the bill. And I said this on the previous show. I wasn't no fan of Trump, but as someone who does music, it's something he put in these dumb artists that they still don't understand because he put in there to where you can get your money from these streaming industries and you don't have to. You can cut out the middleman. You get your royalties. But these dummies, they ain't paying attention. People need to understand the political process, what levels your vote matters. Don't vote because, like you said, if you're black, don't vote for Kamala because she's black or because you support a black woman. Vote for her because you think she's going to get the job done. If you think Trump is going to get the job done, and that's who you vote for. I'm an independent. Right now, I'm steering towards Kamala because after watching that debate, it told me Trump hasn't changed at all. In fact, he's gotten worse. It tells me not one time in his speeches has he ever said, he said Americans, but he always talk about he don't like the liberals and Democrats. And a lot of us are liberals, Democrat. I'm independent. So that says he's looking at one side. To when I listen to Kamala speak, she's not saying, forget the conservatives. Da, da, da. She's saying America. I want to hear you talk about America. I don't want to hear you say it's America, but then you say the liberals and the Democrats, da, 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 because you tell me right then that you're only caring about one side. And also, to close my statement, when he had his last speech the other day, when he said 1,000 prisoners are locked up in American jails, and they need to be free, when he was referring to the January 6th things, that lost it for me right there. Because if you claim you had nothing to do with them storming the Capitol, but then you're going to come around because your supporters around you be like, those people are locked up for nothing. They need to be released. That tells me that when you get in office, all them people that stormed that Capitol and then called the cops that shot that woman irresponsible. No, they were guarding themselves. They had to protect themselves. That's why they were barricaded. When he said that, I was like, I can't vote for him. I can't do it, because that tells me when you get in office, we're going to have the same shit that happened leading up to January 6th.
Every time.
Okay, Richie.
I love both your points. That's really cool that you contributed to the Obama campaign. It's funny, right? So I got a sister who's like definitely a Republican. I'm more in the middle. And even my sister would literally say, if she was here, you don't ever have to worry about the Obama family having any scandal. That is like as natural as it looks with a man who loves his daughters and his wife, which is refreshing when you consider how slimy a lot of the politicians are. In reference to Trump and a lot of politicians in general, something that I took note of. Prior to Trump being in office, Barack Obama's contributions were number one for HBCUs. Mm-hmm. After Donald Trump, he actually went over what Obama did. And it's not for the right reasons. It's for a narrative. It's for the next vote. It's for swaying a certain demographic to say, oh, I'm about you guys. Idris made a phenomenal point about how all of us as Americans, too many of us, are not well versed in the political spectrum and how a lot of things work, whether it be gas, whether it be the way that we are taxed. Great point about the pandemic. I couldn't agree anymore. But to be frank, I'm kind of with Jude, where I myself don't feel very great either way, because I think given that Trump was already the president once, he would naturally think that he would be well versed and be able to come off a lot stronger. And the thing that Trump and his campaign need to realize is that when you consider how backwards Roe versus Wade went, women of all shapes, colors, and sizes are going to be a big determining factor in how things play out here. And I don't care. There's got to be a better way, even with your delegator, so to speak, to just communicate better. And it's like, it's depressing when you look at it and you're like, God damn, such a diverse nation, and this is the best that they gave us. And your current president, you know, I don't make fun of people with with Alzheimer's and things of that nature, but it's like, you know how weak we look when that is the face.
You haven't seen them.
Then the other dude's just angry. And to speak on the hypocrisies, prior to getting into politics, Donald Trump identified as a Democrat. That's all I got. I just hope whoever is elected gets a fair chance to actually do something worthwhile. I'm like literally in the middle, because, Kamala, on some levels, I feel is an extension of the Biden administration, which does kind of make me concerned. And yet, at Idris's point, we might have done a little better financially with Trump, but I'm more concerned about just the way that we treat each other and the anger that this man is very comfortable with spewing. I never thought that in my life I would see people storm the White House that were American citizens, but I saw it. And I'm sorry, there's not a lot of accountability for that kind of shit. That's all I got.
Okay, my turn. Woo, woo, woo.
Before you speak, because I say something, because I'm gonna forget it real quick. What was the war we had here? The Civil War.
Yeah.
Y'all notice they've been pushing a lot of them movies lately about the Civil War. I'm just saying, because y'all know I'm a big conspiracy theorist on when they want you to do something, they put it on the TV.
In your face. Yep.
But it's been a lot, like, because Ricky just made me think about something when he said, that I didn't think that I would see, Americans storm the White House. I agree with him. But remember the Civil War, like where the country was already fighting itself?
No, I asked a question last time, and everybody would keep telling me, oh, it's not going to happen, and this conspiracy, and I get put in fear. But nobody is thinking if they can do that just because, first of all, I'm not going to, do I blame him for having taken part in it? Could he have maybe done more? Yes. But also, you have a lot of people that wanted to do that anyway. The thing about it was they got together, They planned it to a T because you had military people, you had people in different positions of power that organized that, and they went up in there. So that's a whole nother thing. But think about if he loses this time, what do you think gonna happen? And then you think about it, they're pushing for everybody to get their gun permits, to own guns, and they're pushing the gun laws and all of this other stuff. So to go backwards to the debate, what I found interesting was I had a conversation with one of my children who votes, right? But he'll vote by vote. And it was an interesting conversation because this is a younger person. And I think we forget about the generation that's coming up that's going to be voting on policies and questions that's going to affect us in our old age. So the one thing that he said was, I don't want to vote for either one of them. Because I'm like, well, I said, you don't think she nailed it? He like, what did she say? And this is someone who, like I said, younger. So when I think they are focused on the female vote. They're banking on especially the female ethnic vote, not just black women, but any other race other than white to vote for Kamala. And it's like, we're going to nail it because she's this multi-race woman. And that's what they're banking on. And then she's attached herself to this Caucasian man as her running mate, right? So I said, well, what do you mean? So he said the points that she kept going back to was that she's a woman, women's rights. This is in a third. So when you think about it, a lot of young people are entrepreneurs. They want to be financially okay, and they're not. The younger generation is struggling a lot today in this economy. What we did not hear a lot about is financial stability. How are you going to bring the economic value of America, up to par, whereas though more families can be stable as opposed to unstable? Certain issues that really y'all beefing, abortion rights, and I just still don't think how can a government of mostly populated men make a decision to govern a person's body. And so then that was the thing. So it was like certain things, and I had to take a step back and think like, damn, he make a lot of sense. You know what I mean? So, and my thing was, I told him first, I can't tell nobody who to vote for. What I will say is exercise your right to vote. Because that's your right. That's what you did. Everybody's going to have their own reasons. Everybody's going to sway. So you have people who like, they for him, they for them. I don't care. Just vote. I just know my vote is going to be who I want it to be for. And what I explained to him was vote for who you feel most comfortable in that can make it a little bit better for you in the future. Or we can put certain it's not going to be perfect. We know they full of shit. We know they lie. We know all of this stuff. But you have to be confident in your vote. But then the other conversation that we had is we so focused on the presidential candidates, but he did make a good point in that debate. Oh, she's not going to pass none of that because it's never going to get through Congress. That was the real ass thing. That was the realest shit he said through that whole debate. Because he's right. It has to pass Congress first. No matter what they say up on there. And then when we talk about these people that's been in Congress and in the Senate for years and years and years and years and years, we voted them motherfuckers in. And a lot of time we just, like you said, any, meeny, miny, mo. That's what a lot of us get up there and do because they not pushing those people in our face. They just sliding right in the same seat. You just, you picking whatever name might sound a little familiar or this, that, but we're not doing our homework. But the most important piece is your local government.
That's why I say people have to understand where your vote goes and stop blaming it on the president when a lot of the problems we have is local. And people just talk, and I'm not even talking about. I'm talking about our people.
It's no, like, they did hold on. They did I was in it because they did I don't know if you saw Jude here. They on the news. They did you know how they go to different areas in the community. They went to downtown Baltimore. They interviewed people, like random people on the street, and they was like, "Who's your councilman?" Nobody knew. And I'm gonna tell you the thing about voting. A lot of people have this. Just imagine how many people had this mentality. I'm gonna say out of 10 people, probably 8 was like, "It ain't gonna matter anyway. That shit don't matter. They gonna do what they gonna do. They gonna do what they gonna do." And then you know what that camera did? Pan to the neighborhood. full of vacant buildings, businesses that folded, and then what you see people nodding out, you see all of this stuff going, and then we like, well, we don't have nothing. That's because we silence ourselves. So like, again, no matter who you vote for, make your voice heard in some way. We don't go to city hall. We don't know who's in there. We don't know who's in our council or anything like that. But then also when it comes to COVID and all of those other things, we also got to understand America has been sanctioned when it comes to trades that nobody is speaking on. So when it comes to why we paying and everything is so high, and you got eggs that's like $8, it's because we're sanctioned. Just think about it. When you look around your home, just about everything in your house come from overseas.
Yep.
Come from the same places that sanction us, that don't want to trade with us, that don't want our dollar, or they want to tax us a quadruple percent. So both sides, I think, have certain points when it comes to now with him, when it comes to bringing more business and jobs here. I'm all for that shit.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you. You can say what you want. You can dislike my statement. I'm with him on that. Now, I did hear. I think a lot of times with his delivery is fucked up and conspiratorial. But he did make a statement. Yeah, he said the shit about the borders. But then people overlook because he had so many shenanigans on top of it. He said, why can't they come through the correct way? Get fingerprinted, do everything, and become citizens correctly instead of doing all of this other stuff. So that's
Right.
just how I feel. I see good parts in all of it, but I'm with you when it comes to don't utilize and try to manipulate the fact that I'm a woman and try to get to my soft spot. Because outside of me being a woman, what else are you? And that's on all sides. That's him, that's them. What I'm mad about is why the fuck I ain't hearing from the damn independent.
Right. Who is it? It's me.
Kennedy.
Sorry, I've been missing.
Independent.
I had some things going on. Listen, I'm the candidate for independent right in Jude, president. Baltimore going to take over. We're going to the White House, baby. Put me in. I swear, that's how I feel.
Like, we're in the White House, dummy.
I'm telling you, I feel like anybody can get in there at this point, and Trump get in there again. And I don't disagree. Like, all right, like prime example. I have nothing against anybody wanting to come into the country. I just feel like as when you go into other countries, there's a protocol to get into the country. So I don't disagree with, I mean, he could have been a whole lot harsher. Now, I watch a lot of things and I get a little things confused. So correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I don't know. But I know over there, one of them Asian countries, they built a hell of a wall. A wall. Kim Jong-woo. Ain't that his name? Whoever. Kim Jong-un.
Let's call him Kim. I can't pronounce that. Kim Jong-un.
Crazy little him. That he built a wall so good that people can't even get out. You know?
And his wife name is Ho.
So, listen, we complain about, I understand we're a land of the free, but you can't even cross into Canada. Did you see Border Patrol? You can't even cross the Canada. They right there. He on in my opinion, on borders, he on the same level as everybody else with protecting their borders. Now it could be like some of these other countries, there's an act of war with each other, in America having their back, they jumping in like their homegirl getting banked. America jumping in. But I feel like, I didn't disagree with him on that. I do want him to bring more jobs here because we should make better things, and our cars need to be better. It ain't no way that we got Ford, and I think Ford probably get that borrow parts from another country, but Toyota better. Any other foreign cars are better. Like, get better. Take care of home. Like, they built a whole Dubai. You feel me? No, I'm just like, we used to be like on top of everything. People don't want to trade with us. Our money right now, like, seem like they've been saying it really don't amount to nothing, but it seems like we good over here. But I ain't been out the country, so I don't know. You feel me? Like, if they got places that we can't go, it's not safe to be an American. So you mean to tell me you don't want to tighten it up? I don't disagree with it. And then what is Kamala talking about? What she talking about?
Kamala, Mrs. Harris.
Well, I think with the border thing, I agree we should close our borders. However, the issue I have with him, he's not talking about closing the borders to everybody, he's just talking about Mexicans. You know why? Because he always talks about them. They're coming in here. That's why he said about them eating our cats and dogs. He
No,
always
No, he was talking about the Haitians.
no.
No, he was talking about
Haitians. I mean,
he was
but
talking
see,
about
the
Haitians.
thing is,
eating
he
the
always
cats
talk
and
about
dogs.
people of some type of color.
Category with us now.
That's what I mean. He always talk about people of some type of color. Haitians,
Yeah.
Arabs, Mexicans. He doesn't talk about, if he talked about everybody, but he doesn't talk about that. It's always the people
And
of
then that's so
color.
classist, like, because he call them Mexicans, they Hispanic. That's like you call
Right.
all Asians Chinese. Like, I
That-
learned that over time. That's ignorance. That's ignorance 101.
That's my,
And you want to
Jude,
be the president.
and see, Jude, that's my issue with it. Because the stuff he said,
Probably say Pacific.
he was like, he was really demeaning, man. Like they weren't people, and he was lying about them.
Yes.
That's
So
why I
a
got
lot of
issues
them,
with the border. If you're gonna close the borders, can't nobody get in. I don't care if you're from England. I don't care if you're from Canada. Nobody's coming
but
in here.
let's not negate the fact that most Hispanics do vote for Trump.
Yeah,
And
they
let's
do.
also not negate
Right.
the fact,
That's
but
crazy shit.
let's also speak on the fact that when we talk about it, we don't, because honestly and truthfully, most
Mhm,
other races come here and they build communities, right?
mhm.
You don't hear much about Russians, Asians, or any other ethnic group committing certain crimes,
No,
right? But you do hear a lot about, you start hearing about the gangs, the what is it called? What are they called?
but
The
inner
mob,
circle.
all of those stuff from Mexico. So that's being highlighted. So if you think of the media, and the first thing he said was what? That's what the news said. And I'm like, yo, you don't even like the news. What you talking about? So
Mhm,
when he go into that, so I think he highlighting um news lines, I mean like headlines, and then
mhm.
try to capitalize off of it, which is neither here nor there. Because it should be unanimous across all. But I do agree with, there has to be something, because when we do that, we do more people lose their jobs. And what I do see, and I don't know if you can speak on this, um, it's funny to me how, and I think I spoke on it before, we can house immigrants for free,
Mhm.
but you got citizens of the United States that were born here, fought for this country, that were in the military,
On
who
the streets.
worked and built this country, that's homeless,
On the
and
street.
they can get no help, nothing. But you can get somebody to come here illegally and house them for free and give them full benefits. To me, that does not sit well with me.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like
I'm
America
with you.
never been for Americans. It's always been to help everybody else. I don't know, and it's probably because like I don't know, being a single, considered a single American with no children. They don't give you no breaks. Like, you supposed to just work and be the best, or you ain't the best. Like, you gonna struggle because they don't give you no help. Somebody who go out here and get hooked on drugs get better benefits, or not even better benefits, because the benefits and stuff, like, I ain't gonna lie, I don't like the healthcare system. I don't like the big pharma stuff. It's a whole lot. Like, it's a whole lot of stuff that count when we vote. Oh yeah. All right. I'm sorry. I had a moment because I wanted to say something. Y'all got
Mhm.
our local channel 25. If y'all not in the politics, because I don't want to forget this. They funny. Like, I don't even only watch yours. Watch the other one. They fun. And I like to use that because people like entertainment. And a lot of people like, yours not funny, but you don't realize how much sometimes you gotta laugh at some of that stuff to be like, damn. People, they really be in it, and you got the right, like, to go in there and speak. You feel me? And people fight over them rights, and baby, you can pretty much choose your words very wisely in there to get your point across. But get to know your local, your mayors, your
Mhm.
state senates, your governors, and all them on your local. We got what, channel 21, 25.
Mm.
So, what was we talking about? Because I forgot that quick.
But what I will say is, Kamala did expose him for his shenanigans and ignorance. She made
Mhm.
sure that was displayed. So I will say she owned that debate. She skated around a couple of questions, but she did it in a good way, where as though it didn't look like she circled it. So whoever prepped her did well. I was actually happy to hear her talk about issues, talk about policies, even if she adapted them. Okay, we're gonna keep it going. Now, when he made that Congress comment to her, what I wanted her to say was, "You're right." And I'm gonna keep on coming at them until they pass it. The same way how when she said, I'm not Biden, I'm Kamala. I
Not
wanted her to be like, and I'll
not-
keep coming back because I'm Kamala. I ain't him. Until I get a yes, I'm gonna fight for my country. You know what I mean? And I do like that she did continuously say America like as one and not like in a division. But I still think we still need to have the same energy with our local politicians as well. Um,
Mhm.
I have Italian in Baltimore.
so do y'all feel like the second assassination attempt on his life was staged?
It was staged, man.
Both of them
Both
was
were staged.
as that
Both were
that
staged.
attack on the White House.
Why?
Both were staged.
He staged all that.
He staged all that.
You want my honest opinion? You want my
Mhm.
honest opinion?
Every
Yours
All right.
time
is
you
gonna be
sit back, I
mine.
know it's gonna be good.
Yours gonna
Obama
be
was
yours
the
gonna be
only
mine, Jude. I'm telling you, we're gonna
thing
yeah.
for the presidents. They still, because I ain't seen no bulletproof thing up there.
No.
Remember when they had Obama behind? So you mean to tell me they took all these precautions to put that brother behind bulletproof shields every time he talked? The country had to get over it. They slowly graduated over just moving it to the side, not even having it there. You feel me?
Preach.
Mm-hmm.
Preach. Keep preaching. Keep
So
preaching, Jude.
they want to take you out of all people.
Keep preaching, Jude.
And how many times have they missed on these assassinations? You mean to tell me a dude can ride around in his car in the back of a trunk and and they couldn't get you right? You
The
feel me?
DC
They just
sniper.
want somebody doing something. I'm just saying.
The DC sniper. He was
Yeah.
in his shooting niggas and hitting them.
Just they got you. They got you. And
Sure,
today,
you-
Yeah,
the
because he was
lady was in the
zigzagging like a
video.
mug
She
with them
was up her
DC
phone,
snipers.
like she pulled up her phone. She looking. You can't even. He can't even act. And I heard his wig flew off. I didn't see that yet.
Nah, you see. But you're right, Jude.
He
Freaking-
flying through the wig. He don't even. He
Look, look, dude. John Washington, the DC sniper, was shooting niggas outside of his trunk. And you gonna tell me staged?
Yeah, because the
Staged.
news was like, when you leave your house, just walk in a zigzag. And you should have seen everybody zigzagging up and down the
and then it's the locations in which these events are
Yes.
happening. Bruh.
What- every time someone is shot at a president or whatever, they got him.
Mm-hmm.
Reagan got nicked, but they get him. They don't miss. You gonna tell me they missed this dude and the ear thing staged and his freaking
It was a fist pump for me when he got shot in the air, and he was like, "Wait."
yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
"That's wrong one."
look, if somebody shoot at me, the first thing I'm doing is this.
Yeah.
I ain't put my hand up in the air. Fuck
And they
it.
leave him wide open every time.
Yep.
Every time he's
I
wide
guess
open.
they
I
already
don't understand.
they'll want to get hit instead. Ain't they supposed to protect the president? It's just
They're not doing a good job.
Yep.
it's just horrible. Like I ain't never in my years. I listen. I've been on the years. The kids think I'm old, but I ain't really that old. I ain't been in my years of living. My 21 years of living. I ain't never experienced no pure ignorance towards like something so serious. Like this is really serious. Like I joke and play a lot. But let me tell you something. Like it goes deeper because a lot of us would like to blame like the young kids. They on it. You feel me? It's obviously the young. It's really not the young. It's the yo.
Yeah.
I
When I
want
tell
to
you
not
that
offend
son opened
anybody.
my
It's really
eyes, I was like,
older,
damn.
stubborn
Mhm.
generation. But let me tell you something. We learned a lot of L ways from you know, the older and younger generation.
Mhm.
Learn from the generation before you and the generation after you. It's kind of good, you know, to learn. But the older generation, I feel like they ain't trying to budge. It goes deeper than politics. Like we blame the city officials for the city, but the citizens in the city used to take care of the city just as well as the government. And then I don't mean no harm. I don't know what everybody else city doing, everybody else city and state, but in the city and state of Baltimore, it's
What is it called?
corrupted.
What is it called?
Baltimore, because you know we don't claim.
We like Staten Island.
DMV, we BB.
I need people to start saying we in the DMV too, because that shit is undefault.
No, but for real, listen. I hope somebody on here is listening from the city of Baltimore official. I just want to say, at one point, I don't really believe, I love my city. As horrible as it is, and it's not just necessarily the crime here that's the issue with me. It's just, I remember at one point in time, not only could we not trust the school system, we couldn't trust the government here. They were stealing from the schools. And then they put the business out there. When things go on here in Baltimore, it kind of, you know, and you realize everybody corrupt. So when you breathe in that environment, period, it all starts with your government. Somewhere along the line, like we stopped taking care of the place, they start getting greedy, and everything just fell apart. We can't blame everything on them because the neighborhood don't only look bad because they letting the houses, you know, go to shit. Somebody wasn't taking care of it either. Y'all ain't keeping the neighborhood clean and all that stuff. I used to live up by Morgan at one point in time. Where I live now, where most people probably like, it's a bad neighborhood. We gotta take care of our place around here. Around there, man, it was horrible. Like dirty, and that's a decent neighborhood. From when I was a kid, I knew that was a nice neighborhood. Like y'all don't take care of your, you know, your community yourself. Can't keep
but that's also part of your councilman too, because those things are why you should know who's in your district. Like again, going back to the conversation I had with like my son, that's why I said it's very eye-opening. People be thinking like there will never be an independent party. We got to understand a lot of these younger people are independent thinkers. So to say that could never happen, I really think it's a false narrative, because when you talk to them, they're like, who? So just think about it. Oh, that's another one I can vote for. What's up with y'all? You get what I'm saying? So then it becomes a different ball game. But even still with our communities and things like that, and knowing who your district person is, like we see a bunch of vacants, especially in Baltimore. And then it's like you'll have one house on a block full of vacants, and they be like $500,000 for sale. For the fuck what? Ain't shit, you know what I mean? Ain't shit around here. This is and a third. But it's like highway robbery with so much stuff. The city gets taxed like crazy. It's so many daggone fees added on to people property taxes, on people rent, utility bills, and all of that stuff. All of those things is because everybody complaining about it, but you're not doing it the right way to have your voice heard. And I think the most ignorant thing that we can say and that we continuously hear is it don't matter anyway. It did, because back then it mattered a lot, and that's why things got done. Yeah, we took care of our neighborhoods. You saw people out there cleaning their block together, but you also seen them at City Hall. They were at town. They had community meetings. All of those things. You don't see that today, even down to the school systems and things like that. You don't even see parents or caregivers at the schools. It's like we see it every year. I can't wait to get these kids out of here. You just want the babysitter, and that's not what it is. It's a learning facility.
You know something, Coco? When like my daughter does what she does in Asheville, she got in the hood, she got the street paved after years of it. Now I'm talking 20, 30 years of having followed. She got the street paved. I'm gonna tell you how bad our people hurt us. The housing director, where she lives, she does everything to undermine my daughter. My daughter gets the residents together, gets them active doing things, gets the kids out there doing whatever they got to do to, do everything. But the director, well, the housing manager, should I say, she's black. She's doing everything to undermine all of that stuff. Like my niece, Morena, never had anything going on in her apartment, pays the rent like 2, 3, 4 months ahead, everything. She had an inspection. They told her if she failed her inspection, they was going to evict her rather than saying, fix whatever wasn't, whatever got dinged on. So she had like some small stuff, and they tried to evict her. But see, that's how, I always tell people, Google the Asheville Housing Authority and look at the comments and everything, and you'll see it's the worst. Because the housing manager, the thing about it, the thing is run by Black people. But they had one chick, like she stays in a building that has 4 units, 1, 2, 3, 4 lined across. The 2 on the end sold drugs. One of them, I think, was a cop. I'm not a cop, a narc, because she had a legal vehicle parked on the street for like 3 years. They never touched it. But anybody else who didn't live there, they would tow the car away. She had people running in and out, drugs, all like, I'm talking like almost like 24/7. When they finally bought it, she had like 20 people living in her apartment. They had cameras everywhere. They told my niece Marina and all. They said, oh, they can't do that because the street is owned by the city. But see, the dope heads were going in the apartment. They never did nothing about it. They didn't do anything about it until a shootout went down. That's when they finally booted her out, booted the chick out. She was there, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, maybe. They didn't do nothing.
Wow.
But people who are trying over there, and I wish I could remember her name, because I'll call her out right here. Just took a Pisgah View Apartments, Asheville, North Carolina. I put them on blast because they ain't worth a damn. If you doing your thing, they will actually try to boot you out. That's how they trying to do my daughter. Never had any violations. So many people got kicked out of there for the smallest of shit. Like my niece, she was late on her rent. 5 days. They tried to give her an eviction notice. She had paid her rent one time. Well, a few times. I wish she'd come on the show. A few times she paid her rent. They didn't put it in the system. They sent her eviction notices. She had to go up there and say, I gave y'all my rent. That's how bad it is. That's why we need to know who our city leaders are.
And how the system work, because is that a pre-populated thing? Because some companies, what I found, even like helping like clients that I work with, some of these companies, they'll tell you, like when you ask, and that's why I said a lot of people don't know the questions to ask or to how to thoroughly read their lease to see what can actually occur. So a lot of times after a certain time frame, a lot of these companies will pre-populate notices that just automatically go out. Even though something may have posted, you might got to go in and see it, but that's also understanding what you're signing up for, and also communicating and getting to know who's in your like leasing office and all of that stuff like that. So that's like the other piece too. But and then making sure you make the necessary, complaints, but you got to go to the right people. And but y'all got some crazy stuff going down there in Asheville.
Some of these,
it's wild, man.
Ghetto. Listen, I live in a peaceful, decent, Black-owned establishment, like community.
Yeah.
The rental office is trash. Every time I got to deal with it, I just like, I even told them one time, I deal with the public too. I deal with patients. If I even treated my patients half as the way you treat me, I listen, my Black people, I love us. I love everything about being Black. I absolutely hate. That's why I try to be good at business for real. If I'm having a bad day, I don't do business because we horrible at it. And it seemed like everybody mad.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Everybody ignorant. Like little Miss Pearly in the office. I swear to God. What? Oh my God.
How do they dress?
The lady in my rental office is so rude. I felt Boscoe daughter story because she's so rude that I got a thing about like horrible customer service. One place you should never have an issue with is the place you lay your head. And paying rent to people who don't do their job is already hard enough. So they had to deal with your mouth and your inconsistencies, and then people being put out on the street. Like I know a few people like and their children that lost their houses over, some irresponsible, but when it ain't irresponsible, it's on somebody else stuff. I got a family member who live in an apartment. She live in an apartment complex that they just always unorganized. They tax you for like they doing. To me, I feel like they doing some undermined shit. If you do overtime on your check, that's how much your rent is.
Yeah.
Type of shit for money, like who doing shit like that? You feel me? You
Yeah.
never know what people going through, like, and people.
And that's no rent control. We need rent. We need, honestly, they need control. Like here in Baltimore, it's crazy because the rent shouldn't be, because most people, and it's been proven, the average American does not make 3 times whatever the rent is. Now
No.
that's why you see in like California, and I think was it as a LA or not some other state, they made a rent control law. And see here they can keep jacking it up, and they have these outrageous prices. And I'm looking. And like, like part of my job is to help people, find places. And it's like, if you have this income and they want you to have, so if it wasn't for like, some type of assistance or something like that, they would be up Shit's Creek, and you want them, but then it's guaranteed money. So then you want to up the price. That's crazy. And you up in the price, but you have no amenities. It's a piece of shit. And then you want to be a slumlord. So the slumlords are getting over, and and it's nothing that nobody can do because they within their bounds to make it whatever. Like I said, you can be in between two vacants and they'd be like 2,500 for what?
Yeah.
Right.
For
But
what?
they doing something about that. They brought that up. That been like made the news a couple times now about.
Yeah, but they didn't pass the law though, so they put it back on the table. That's the thing.
Because we involved in that. That's because we as citizens not involved enough though. Like you gotta really go down there for real. Like
yeah.
I feel like the whole country stopped paying rent. They gonna put everybody out.
Girl, yeah.
We gotta do like them people did over there. With them ladies to stop having sex and getting married and stuff. Listen, I'm telling you, actions speak louder than words. We was brought up on that. If everybody just stopped feeding into the bullshit,
strength in numbers.
Yeah, for real. But they wanna bring up the different boy. They want us to beef over us getting together and taking over, like not taking over, but working together to get the government in line, our government in line for real, because they need to be for the people, like they say, not for the divide. And we more focused on like it then went from black and white to black and Mexican to man and woman. Like they don't know what they want to do. They just trying to start all types of shit.
Yeah.
Like they want everybody to beef. Like now it's a whole war about men taking women's rights away. I'm as a woman, I can't ever agree with that. Like I can't ever agree with that. Like it just seemed like a few years ago, like women was able to vote for anything. Like come on, like we need permission to vote, and y'all want to tell us if we can have kids. And I thought that they said that the population, like, so that then y'all listen, the man be lying since everything is in the eye of the man or the man. You feel me?
Make sure you put the white man, because we're not making any decisions.
I understand, listen, because y'all fit in that category because y'all was allowed to do shit later. But once y'all got big headed, because see, the black man got big headed because now y'all
Mr. Diddy.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna shoot your voting thing down.
We ain't going.
Did you know?
We ain't going there.
Let me ask you a question. No, let me ask you a serious question. When women got their rights to vote, what was the percentage of women who said they didn't want to vote? And tell me why they didn't want to vote.
I don't know, but
I'm going to tell you.
Tell me.
Most women, 67% of women said they didn't want voting when they put voting in, because the reason they weren't allowed to vote is because if you wasn't going to war, you couldn't vote. They was like, we did not want to go to war. That's why. But they went on and got their rights. But they did not want. The women didn't want to vote because they didn't want to go to war.
How many of them women was black? Because we always got something.
I don't know.
We always got something to say. I bet that was
the black woman.
But see, you know what that's doing? You know what that's doing? But you know what that's doing?
No, but hold on. But listen,
that's picking you as a black woman against me as a black man.
No, listen,
that's pitting us against each other. I'm serious. That's pitting us against each other because, see, that's our problem. We're not united because we're ready to fight against, but we were ready to fight over decisions neither one of us made.
But hold on, but
See what you're
that's
doing,
but
man?
that was
We're
actually
disagreeing with it, and we're already at the bottom of the totem pole.
no,
All
no,
right,
hold
so
on.
We're
look,
disagreeing
No, no,
now.
no.
so
Let
man
me
in
just say one
general,
thing. Let me say
Yeah.
one thing. But I think that was a good question because if we go back
Mhm.
historically, and
Mhm.
I can recall talking to mom and daddy and them,
Mhm.
even when that them rights to vote and women, black women got their rights to vote after
Yeah,
yes,
a
we
lot of
did.
people.
I agree.
So even when that first
See,
thing
we was
was
even
in
the
that
last thing.
statement, we wasn't so we wasn't really in that category. And I
Mhm.
keep telling you, the biggest threat is a black woman. They ain't want no asses up there.
They ain't really want us in war either. They barely
But
wanted.
why are we pitting
They
ourselves
barely
against each other for decisions
barely
we
wanted y'all.
didn't make
Cause that wasn't
ourselves?
what I was saying. I done
Mhm.
forgot what I was saying. I was talking about man in
Mhm.
general. Y'all damn men forgot that the man they talk about is He-Man.
That's who?
They keep wanting us. They wanted to be about black and white. They wanted to be about black and brown. They wanted to be about man and woman. They wanted to
Um,
be about gay and straight.
What is it? He what?
What?
You
huh?
said what is the word? He what? It's about
Who?
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 Human.
He-Man.
You said who?
He-Man. He-Man.
Oh, that must be some Baltimore speech. 'Cause I don't know what
Forget
that
I
must
you.
be
heard
some.
about
That must be
man.
some. That must be some Baltimore language.
Forget you. It
He
was.
said
And
it's
I did it
about
a couple
human.
times. Listen, I'm telling you. It's all about the human race itself. It's not about man, woman. Forget F
I
you, bro.
agree. I agree.
It's about
The
man
he, you said the
and
He
woman.
Man. It's the He Man. You said
No,
yeah.
she said human. It's about the
The
human.
human. The human. Listen, that's what it's about.
Human.
The human, man. It's about all us being human.
I'm done.
That's right. I gotta use that when I'm on.
Why you gotta say that? The human.
I am. You know I am. I'm gonna be messed up. Girl, I'm always saying something.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. It's
Oh
it's it's,
man, I'm
it's
done.
so much.
I hear you. I hear you though. I hear you though. You're right.
I'm finding out a lot. I'm listening.
No, no, but you're right. I'm just clowning, but you're right though, for real. For real, real
I
talk.
think we gotta
Real talk.
become more educated and aware. I think the more I mean, everybody's going to have their own perspective. Everybody's going to have their own rationale about, anything. But I think the fact that people are taking the time to do the research or to take awareness in literature and just educating themselves on different things, regardless of what, I'm like, that's dope because before we would not. And what I do like is that more of us are becoming politically inclined, whereas though we can be in the conversation and have a clear understanding of what's going on as opposed to what's not going on. So
Mhm.
I mean, I can appreciate a lot of that stuff. And again,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think I know we all want who we want and to vote and do. I just say exercise your right. It's yours. Take advantage of it because we were not allotted a lot of things, and we can so do it. Put somebody up in there because just vote for who you feel is best for you
And learn the
and
political,
your family and your
process.
and the prosecutor was just up there debating about the presidential. Okay, I never in my years, we're seeing things in history that's gonna be in the history books.
ghetto. So ghetto. Can you
Yeah.
imagine when they pull up the receipts and they're gonna be like, look at this. You're gonna see him up there like,
Listen, all right, listen,
get this
all right,
seat.
listen. Hey, Coco, I need y'all to watch this movie. If y'all haven't watched it, have y'all seen the movie? I think I spoke with Idiocracy.
No, I never seen that one.
I
Oh
I want
think
my
to
I
look it
did,
up.
but
God!
I can't
I
remember because I'm
I
gonna have
need
to
y'all
watch
to
this
watch
again.
it. I need y'all to watch it and call me after y'all watch it. Call me while y'all watching it, because I swear to God, it's the
You know
what's
it.
it's about, first of all, it's McDonald's and Taco Bell's are high end restaurants, and
Oh no.
name the guy with the muscles, the black guy with the muscles, to be making his chest. Oh, God,
Oh, Terry Crews.
Terry,
The one that was in
Terry
White
Crews
Chicks?
is the president.
Yes.
Terry Crews. Oh no.
Oh yeah,
I'm going to watch that tonight.
And just think about today. today's age, if we don't, they put two people in the time machine and they woke up in the future. If future was fucked, all I just keep thinking about is I seen that movie before. They put it on in the movies and on the TV if they want us to believe it. Y'all gonna listen? I sound like that conspiracy theorist, like the guy in on that movie when Yellow.
But we living in conspiracy time. Everything is a conspiracy theory, and it's crazy because even like during our classes, right? And whenever we're in discussion, everything literally has been, it's actual research on a lot of this stuff, and all the theories still are like relevant today and issues of today. All of this shit is a big theory, and to see what the outcome is, what's going to be the best outcome. Like everything is like a research fucking project, and you'd be like, "Yo, what is going on?" But it's just it's
I don't know, man.
Because think about it. You got Diddy, you got YSL, you got Jay-Z, you got what's the actor that shot somebody on the scene? You got him. Then you got we lose, like you said, we losing a lot of legends now. It's just so much. And when you think about it, of what's being put in front of you, what is it? Everything is a bunch of conspiracies.
And with AI, you don't even know what's real anymore.
We gotta solve the murder, or we gotta solve the puzzle. You ever see them shows where it's like Clue. You gotta put the clues together. That's not on my TV like that no more.
Cause
I don't know. That's why I'm more sports now.
When I'm talking to y'all ever again, cause listen, y'all parents ever tell y'all like
spit it out.
What?
You know, you want to get the habit. God take all the good ones, the angels and good ones first, but then you see all the devils and demons going and all the bad things happening. You know, like
You know what? You know the thing about it. Do y'all remember when?
Listen, wait a minute, but the Book of Revelation, right? Ain't somebody supposed to come back, the Antichrist or somebody?
Yeah.
Because only reason why I know that because I don't know the Bible like that, but I did watch Left Behind, the one with not Nicolas Cage, the real one. It was like to the Bible when he snatched all them people up out of nowhere, and it was a guy who ran up for president. I don't think Trump the problem. I think it's I don't really want to say his name, that Russian guy, because he be offing people.
Oh, you talking about Putin?
Yeah, see, can't say his name.
Okay.
One guy creepers threw everybody, and that was the guy who took over, and killed everybody before it was the end of days.
Yeah.
We focusing on Trump. Trump just a pawn. I feel like it's we need to focus on getting everything together. Protecting home, protecting our troops. Because spoke on something about them in healthcare. It's horrible. Half people don't have a place to stay, or they can't even be seen for the things they need that the government did to them. Experiment. I just feel like we need to take care before we keep pointing the finger at everybody. We need to take care. We as citizens need to stop beefing about everything else. But straight, black, white, Hispanic, because America is the land of the free, but we need to agree on things and agree to disagree. Votes need to be counted.
Who is really free though?
You know something?
Nobody. You know it's always that one person that say that. I had to be
that. It's always that one person.
It's not even free.
But you know what? You know something? You nailed it, Jude, because and that's what I see. It's like everybody acts like they have to be right. They have to be right. You got to agree with them. And if you don't agree with them, you're a hater and all this stuff. It's like everybody wants this validation. Like, dude, you're right. We're focused on the wrong things.
Get the country together. We can get the country together.
Yeah.
Period.
Yo.
They don't want that though.
They don't want that.
Your power, because when I was growing up, I used to want the GOTV. If y'all know what that is,
you can't let one of us get a lot of money and really expand and put money back into the community. So you can have money as long as you destroy your community. But if
Mhm.
you put it back into it, like you see what happened with Black Wall Street. But if we were to take our dollars and actually uplift and build something that we can claim, and I think I said it. I'm sorry, Rich. Give me like 5 minutes. But we could build something that we can call our own and have a community. That will be the most powerful thing because we're the only race that does not have something where we can buy from within. We
We
pour our
destroy.
money out into everybody else. Even when we do entrepreneurship, think about it. We still gotta get product from outside. When you look at Asians, and I worked for like Asians before, their delivery people, they put money back into each other, right? So we're
Mhm.
the only race that really don't. So I say that to say it's crazy when we really think about it and the money that we spend and how we do all of that stuff. And I think I said it on Sister Tomiko show. The most powerful thing is a united Black front, and we don't even understand that. And we saw that back and like our ancestors, like our grandparents. We ain't got to go that far back. Like our grandparents, great grandparents, they
Mhm.
were powerful because they stood together. I.e., is why we're able to vote, why we're able to be up here like how we are. We could never back then. And I think a lot of people don't understand the rights and the choices that they have today is because of the people in the past that went and they understood and they, even though they couldn't read, they knew some shit about politicians. They knew they wanted what they wanted. They knew if they stood tall and demanded something, they might have got beat up a little bit. But in the end, it worked out. And they made sure that they did it for the generations that came after them. And a lot of them, that's how they started buying, owning homes. How many of our grandparents, they all were homeowners.
Mhm.
They all had stuff. So when you look
Yep.
at, we say shit don't work. If you go back and understand history of yourself, well, you
Mhm.
are powerful, unified, and in numbers. There's power in numbers. They don't want us to have numbers, and they don't want us to have money. Because if you have money, you can uplift the community in a positive way. Where we ain't got to steal from each other. We can eat together.
You know what I say, Coco? This will be my final word. And I think we did. I just feel like we shouldn't have had segregation. I think integration messed us up. That's just my opinion.
Hmm.
When I look back and look at then and look at now, integration messed us up.
Well, he
Because,
had a dream.
huh?
Well,
No, but you know what? But remember,
I'm
but
joking.
you, but remember,
I'm sorry, don't
but you
forgive
remember
me.
towards the end, he changed his whole message towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
He saw like this is bullshit.
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's why he did.
But no, Bosco, I agree with you. But listen, I feel like um we had all that when we were segregated.
Yeah,
Hear me out.
yeah. Listen.
They bombed us and set us on fire. They flooded us out. And then they paved over us.
Yep.
Tulsa, Lake Lanier, and the Food
Ooh,
Depot
wait a minute. Yeah.
LA Road here in Baltimore. You feel me?
Yeah.
I'm just saying we had it. And it's being exposed. So
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
we know that and what my thing, I think y'all might have heard me keep saying this over and over the night was my messages tonight ain't for the younger kids to wake up because they are making us more aware. It's for the older people to accept that these things happen because the people before the older people, they the ones who went through it. It's like it's a whole like generation or two that forgot about something. They got a different outlook on it. And I know that some of them eras was, a fun party era, but it really ain't been that long ago. And
No, it hasn't been.
like the guy in Tulsa and the white woman, had the issue, and then they went there and burnt it down. Didn't they bomb Tulsa, Oklahoma?
No,
Did anybody?
they burned it down. They bombed Alabama. They burned Tulsa
Oh, it was
down.
Alabama that got bombed.
Yeah, yeah.
So I forgot about that one. I knew it was something. See, I told you to be mixing stuff up. But and then here it was a whole like, wasn't it like a cemetery or something? It was like it
Mm-hmm.
was a black town, the
Mm-hmm.
cemetery, and they paid over the stuff. You didn't even know, like, even though it's still a very black community now, but really don't know the history unless you know the history of
Sparrows
it.
Point.
Yeah.
They built houses. Sparrows Point was high in like slavery trade. Like they did trades, and they had slaves on their land, and they built homes and businesses over top of that. So you don't know, and a lot of Maryland was one of them states, and we still have sundown. We still have all of that stuff. So yeah. So it's like
we're the north side.
Yeah.
We're
I
northern,
agree.
not southern. We not northern. We there.
We just bought them on.
We just here.
Yeah. So we got to get together because we're gonna have this lady show, ma'am. So yeah, we definitely got to put that together.
Oh, I spoke to my daughter's mom. She said when y'all have the show, she said she'll come on.
Okay.
Yeah, she said she'll come on.
So I just give me her number. We'll throw out some dates of availability and see what we can do. So, do you have any final words, my love, before Bosco takes us up out of here?
No, thank y'all for having me. I missed y'all. I can't wait to see y'all. Love y'all. Good night.
You got the link anytime. You're a freak.
Man.
I was gonna keep pushing too, and I'm proud of you and your journey.
Oh yeah. I'm
through, but you know me. I call with the jokes. I got
you.
you.
I know that. That same here.
You ain't that far. You just a couple hours driving. I ride down there.
Exactly.
It was a good road trip.
Well, I'm coming up that way in about another month, so I'm going to Philly. So
I think the air not good.
We gotta link up then.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all know before I come, so we can just find some we can all sit down and eat, and yeah. It'd be like last time when I came up there and
I want to go to New York.
Huh?
I want to go to New York.
Oh, he got a thing coming up, don't you? Or did it already come?
Which one?
The DJ thing in New York?
Oh no, we had that already. That was last month.
You didn't invite me. I wanted to come to the DJ thing.
That was last month. that was a go and come back thing. That was last month.
Oh, yeah, we see you got us to talking. I'm sorry.
But I'm coming. Yeah, but they close the show
anyway. But I'm gonna let Bosco do his thing. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let Bosco take us out like how he take us out.
Okay, here we go, y'all. Thank you for tuning in for the Capture Convo. So watch every Wednesday, 8 to 10 p.m. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Spotify, and handradio.org. Listen and watch the show at the same time. Check me out from 6 to 8 p.m. on handradio.org. I'm playing everything. I'm also playing on from Wednesday, 12 to 2 on handradio.org. I'm playing all the music. I'm playing house music. I'm playing R&B, soul, funk, everything. I mean, you might hear some rock and roll. You might hear some jazz. Thank you for Jude. Came back and showed her face in the place. Always delivered as always. Lamont for showing up. King Paul for showing up. Jay Bear, we didn't get on you about them Ravens being 0-2. Oh, we got another Ravens fan standing right here too. Forgot about
what had happened was y'all lost. But y'all see them Patriots though looking good.
We're gonna talk about the Giants another day. Thanks for those who listen to us and those who are watching us. Check us out every Wednesday. For the Jude, check her out. She got some. Just look up the Jude. Her art. She do all that stuff. Art, bracelets, everything. Check her out. She's on Instagram too, so you better check her out. For me, Bosco from the Bronx. For Rich behind the boards, and for Coco, who's always in the building. We are out to next week, y'all. Peace. And don't get Diddy. We out.